Today's video is brought to you by URCD Keys, the best source for Windows 10 and Office Professional product keys at deeply discounted prices. More details at the end of the video. Zephin comes in with an interesting question.
And it is, he's been waiting for the 3080 Ti, but with the limiter, he has been thinking a 3090 is better. What are your thoughts on using 2 by 850 watt 80 plus gold PSUs? He's already got a Corsair 2020 and a Seasonic from 2013. Or should he get the 80 Ti or a new PSU and a case? What should I do, Tech?
Why none of you should buy an RTX 3080 Ti. It is pointless and stupid, and you should all buy a 3090. Okay, for those of you who have not watched our previous videos, or who watched the very early video on Byte Size Tech about why none of you should buy a 3070, congratulations! You should watch more of our content. For those of you who do, hopefully you're all having a laugh and a chuckle at this point, because I am trolling with the title a little bit. Because those original comments were made before the 30 series ever launched and before we had any idea that stock would be this unavailable, before the cryptocurrency boom happened. Bitcoin was below 20,000 at the time. It was a different world just a few short months ago, to be completely frank. Because at the time, we did a video saying nobody should buy a 3070, you should all buy a 3080. Which,
part 1 and part 2. Which
was true at MSRP. It's at $499 for a 3070 and $699 for a 3080. I couldn't make any sense of the 3070. And even today, I have both. I've tested both. If those were the prices today at $500 and $700, the 3070 is dumb and the 3080 is awesome. The 3080 is a little underpriced at $699. Don't laugh. Those days are over, but it is. You know, the value, if you go below it, though, turned out to be the 3060 Ti, because the 3060
Correct.
Ti is only about 7% slower, but it's 20% less money than a 3070.
Correct.
So a 3060 Ti was the deal at $399. So either you get the 3060 Ti for $399, or you get the 3080 for $699, and you skip the 3070.
Correct.
But all of those comments are completely pointless now, because we are recording this in March of 2021, where 3080s are going for over $2,000 on eBay. So, all joking about the title and the past aside, you buy what you can find. If you walk into a retail store and the only thing on the shelf is a 3080 Ti, and it's at retail price, oh, you know what? Get it. Then it's a deal. The 3090s are going for unbelievably stupid money right now. I am seeing some of them on eBay for over $3,500.
I know.
It is ridiculous. If you find a 3090 for about $2,000, maybe $2,200, $2,300,
pick it up.
Grab it. That's actually a deal. They're currently earning about $11 a day in mining, a little more, a little less, depending on when you watch this. And in that regard, okay, it's still very expensive, but if you can afford the initial purchase price over the course of a year of mining, even if mining starts to soften with the release of EIP 1559 in July, which we don't really do cryptocurrency content specifically, like I don't review the various algorithms, but I follow it, and I've started following it some more. Bits Be Tripping and Son of a Tech are two very good channels on YouTube to watch if you would like more of an in-depth analysis on some of this stuff. I watched a live stream the other day from Bits Be Tripping where he talked about that in a counter proposal and the pros and cons. And I really liked him because I've now decided that he is the Wendell of cryptocurrency. He's calm. He just sort of sits there chill with his microphone, and he just talks without waving his arms and screaming and being dramatic. So I've been appreciating his long-form videos talking about the behind-the-scenes technical aspects of the pros and cons of doing different things with the algorithm, which is anyway, check that out if you're interested. So, the 3080 Ti, from a gaming point of view, is basically the same performance as a 3090, but with half the VRAM, 12 gigs of VRAM.
Versus 24.
Versus 24. And don't knock it, some games are starting to push towards that number. 12 gigs, we had 11 gigs of VRAM on the 1080 Ti almost 4 years ago. 12 is not that big of a number anymore, and that was the big fault of the 3080, is it only had 10 gigabytes of VRAM. But at $699, it's fine. The 3080 Ti will not be $699. In fact, if you can get one for under $1,500, it'll be a deal. So, but it's Ethereum mining performance is halved, unless that gets cracked, which it probably will be. But then you're forever fighting that, and you're arguing with NVIDIA and fighting with drivers, and it's kind of a big fat headache. I actually thought about getting a couple of 30s. I found a couple of cheap 3060s the other day, and I was thinking, ooh, I could get a couple of those. I thought, yeah, there's a development driver. You can get around it, but you have to have a monitor plugged in. And it's just a big fat pain in the butt. And I just passed because I was like, I don't need a headache in my life.
Correct.
6 weeks ago, we bought 3 3090s. I would normally never do that at the price we paid for them. I first got one. I got lucky. I got it from Best Buy. It was a Founders Edition. I got it for MSRP of $14.99. I kid you not. I went to the website when they had one of their drops. It was on the screen. I hit add to cart, and I was able to check out, and I got one. And we did in-store pickup, and about a week later when it arrived, we drove over there, and we got one for MSRP. Who would have ever thought $1,500 for a video card was a deal? I'm sorry, the world is insane, but it was. A week later, we drove over to Micro Center for something else, and what did we find sitting on the shelf? 2 MSI Gaming X Trio RTX 3090s for $2,029 each, plus sales tax, so it was $2,200 after tax.
$2,197.
Yes, and we bought both of them. Well, no, I bought one. And completely unrelated, she bought one because they limit you to one per 30 days. So I walked over and I said, I'd like one of those. And by the way, I think this lovely lady back here would like one as well. The guy actually stood there looking at us going, you're together, aren't you? No, I'm going to take one and go check out. I just think she wants one too. Right, honey? I could tell that the guy was not fooled in the least, but
He was like, fine, whatever.
Whatever.
Here.
Yeah. So
Thank you.
So we got those, and I wasn't going to. I actually passed like 2 weeks earlier. A viewer had offered me an EVGA for the Win 3 3090 for $1,800, and I said no. This was just before I gained awareness in the crypto, and Bitcoin hit 50,000.
And everything just went.
And everyone went nuts. I thought that's dumb, but that was at a time when we thought the 3080 Ti was going to have 20 gigs of VRAM. Remember that?
I do.
We thought it was, because if it was going to have 20, and it was going to be under 1,500.
That's a different conversation.
Well, why would you buy a 3090? That's dumb and stupid. But now, 12 versus 24 gigs of VRAM, mining limiter, no mining limiter. You know the 3080 Ti is going to be stupid expensive. If you can find a 3090 for not ridiculous money, part of it was the ability to earn money with it, and part of it was I was playing Cyberpunk 2077 at the time, 1440p ultra wide, 11 plus gigs of VRAM. I had a 3070 in my computer, and I was like, yeah, I need a 3090. And the difference in performance, a 3090 plays Cyberpunk faster at Ray Tracing Ultra than a 3070 did at Ray Tracing Medium. Not by much, a little bit. But that game is gorgeous, and that game really, really wants... I always used to say high detail is for gaming and ultra is for benchmarks. That game's really nice with everything cranked. It really is pretty. But, yeah, so... The real answer is you buy what you can find for a sane price. Because if a 3090 is $3,500 and a 3080 Ti is $1,800, the mining limiter isn't a problem for that price gap. It's not worth paying that much premium for the 3090. But if they are remotely close in price, 24 gigs of VRAM for the next 3 to 5 years, you're really going to appreciate having.
Correct. And
you should at least get a solid year of mining out of it. If you can get it for under $2,500, I know. If you had told me 6 months ago that I would even be saying the word $2,500 and somewhat reasonable in the same sentence as a video card, I'd have called you loony. I'd have said, well, you need to be sent to a room with padded walls and locked up. You're cray-cray. Welcome to 2021. URCD Keys is the best source for genuine Windows 10 and Office Professional product keys that work the first time, every time. Get 20% off normal prices using our discount code BST for Byte Size Tech and the link in the video description below. $15 gets you a Windows 10 Professional OEM key that is a real product key, activates directly with Microsoft, use it forever as it links to your Microsoft account and it works through reinstalls. Get a full copy of Office 2019 Professional Plus for about $50 that redeems at setup.office.com using your Microsoft account. It also works forever through reinstalls. We have been using URCD keys for almost 3 years now and recommend you do so as well.